To be crowned a Grand Slam champion?
It feels amazing. I know I was coming into this a little nervous. My opener, wasn't sure I was at this season. I was battling a couple injuries in the first two slams, so I wasn't able to show up. But finally got here, finally got to open up and see what I can do, and I'm proud of myself.
And what did you think about running here at Franklin Field?
Oh, it was gorgeous. The crowd was amazing. Energy was great. The field was beautiful, and yeah, 10 out of 10, loved it.
How do you find the format of the two races?
Yeah, I think coming out of the collegiate sphere is where it's my first year pro, so I'm used to kind of doing multiple races in a day, multiple races back to back. So nothing that I'm too unfamiliar with. I think it definitely tests your fitness, tests your strength for competing back to back days, and I think it's a really good way to test ourselves.
I would imagine too that as a first year pro, that check's going to be very nice.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Can't wait. That's honestly just icing on the cake. I'm really proud of my performances and what I was able to do this weekend.
Jasmine, your first flat 400 in a race setting. How did it feel out there?
Yeah, and it was pretty fun. I think getting to do it with people who I'm familiar with, people who I've raced a couple times before, really made it feel like comfortable, made it feel not too scary, just going out there and doing what I can do.
How do you feel execution-wise across both races for your opener coming off some injuries?
Yeah, I think my 400 hurdle was a little messy. Not exactly what I had planned for the beginning of the race, but I was able to gather myself and kind of push through the last 200. So to get that second place finish on that one, which was those 8 points, which are crucial. And then for the open four, I really had a blank slate there. I was able to just go out and test my training, give it all I could, and see where I was at, and it was kind of fun.
So what degree does, having that blank slate just really allow you to, like you said, test yourself and just kind of have fun out there?
Yeah, it's pretty freeing just to have nothing to go off of, just like yourself on the track. No mark to hit, no, record to go after, just going out there and doing what you can do, trusting your own body, trusting your own legs. It was really freeing and it was so much fun.
What did you take away from yesterday going into today?
Yeah, I knew I had to stay in zone for racing. Getting to race my friend Anna, who I grew up with at USC, was such a great blessing. It's always fun to see her at the meets. So I knew kind of where I was at going into that, or finishing that. I was feeling pretty confident about the next day. Although I had no basis for where I was supposed to be, I was confident in my training and my coach and I had practice. So I think I knew it was going to be a good weekend.
And we're all aware that it's a really long season ahead. So how intensive has your training been to this point? Where are you at physically?
Yeah.
I know we saw it out there on the track, but how do you feel physically?
I did have those injuries early on, so I'm really getting back into it. Had a couple weeks training that were a bit modified, so getting consistent training in has been huge for the last few days. This meet was honestly a big training day, a big benchmark day to see where I was fitness-wise, so my coach and I can kind of go off where we are now and build off the rest of the season.
How does it feel to be part of Grand Slam track?
Yeah, it's been loads of fun. This is my first slam, but I've been watching all the other ones and seeing all the amazing energy, everyone posting all their fun times, and gave me a little bit of FOMO, couldn't wait to get out here, and it lived up to the hype. It was great fun. My parents came, they were excited to see me race, felt the energy of the crowd, said it was something they'd never felt before, so yeah, it's been so fun so far.
They're gonna be coming to your home turf for the next
Yes,
Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, are you used to training at Drake now? And second of all, how excited are you to be kind of hosting Grand Slam meetings?
Yeah, I'm pretty used to Drake by now. Coming out to see the blue, to the Bruin every day, I'm a little bit like, whoa, my Trojan heart's kind of on defense, but I see my coach, my training partners, and it feels like home now. Having Drake be the home for the next slam is going to be so exciting. I know those curves, know that track really well, so it's going to be fun to get to host and get to see everybody there.
What were the injuries and how long were you off the track for?
Yeah, so I had a back injury the 3 days before I was supposed to leave for Slam Jamaica, which was why I had to pull out so last minute, and it was really devastating for me. I was excited to go. And that kind of took me out for at least 3 weeks. Then it was 1 week to the next Slam, so I wasn't quite ready to train for that until I could come out here and compete. So then, building off of that, coming into this Slam, I had a little bit of a foot problem, but I was able to manage it through this race and pull out the win. So.
How were you able to bounce back from those injuries so quickly? I mean, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. I think really importantly was keeping my spirits up. I was looking forward to these races, so when I had to miss one, I was looking forward to the next one, and just keeping that goal in mind and making sure I was remembering that the season was long, so that there is time, but not forcing anything, just making me go how I feel and what I could do that day.
So you guys got started with the long hurdles yesterday.
Yes.
And then you go remove all 10 off the track, and now you got the flat 400. How different does it feel on there? You don't have to jump over anything, but it's still kind of a faster pace,
Yeah, it is. It was kind of familiar, which is weird because I know I'm a 400 runner, but the open four is kind of foreign to me still. So running with no barrier kind of felt just like I was just, running in no man's land, just going off of the curves where I was at with the other people in the race. How I was feeling. There's no benchmark, so it's really just willy-nilly, and it felt fun. It was kind of freeing.
Yeah, and it was big Trojan dominance. Anna won the hurdles race yesterday. Now you're winning the overall slam. How does it feel to do that alongside her and rep USC?
Oh, it's so much fun. We want to take so many pictures. We have so much to catch up on and talk about, but we have to wait till after the races. We got to lock in. But it's always fun to see her and can't wait to catch up.
Yeah, awesome.